I've done it. I've beaten diabetes type 2 into remission in exactly 3 months, bar one day. So I'm 2 months and however many days that is into it. Now, I wasn't just tiptoeing into the diabetes type 2 sort of like range. I was neck deep in it with an HbA1c level of 88, which is pretty bad. But I took it upon myself not to listen to what the doctors said about taking medication and, yeah, looking out for myself and doing the research, as the information I received from the doctor was pretty much non-existent apart from a diabetes leaflet. Um, so yeah, I've done it. I've beaten it. I've made a lifestyle change, which I am going to continue on. I've cut all sugar out of my diet. I have gone carb zero, and I'm going to continue with carb zero for the next 3 months until I get down to the weight that I want to reach, which is 85 kilos. In total now, I've lost 20% of my starting body weight, and I feel great. So the first goal is beat diabetes, tick, done. Now, if you want to find out how I did that, in the next couple of videos coming up, I'm probably going to go into a little bit more detail about how exactly I did it. But it wasn't with shakes, meal replacement, half-assed diets, signing up to a gym and not going. It was with determination. And I made a point of making a lifestyle change and not looking for the quick answer or just something to dampen the symptoms. Because with diabetes type 2, and a lot of people might take this a little bit lightheartedly, it severely impacts your life expectancy with other serious illnesses that can evolve quicker due to the fact that you're having diabetes. And there's also other things that come along with it: blindness, losing limbs, and. And I did not want any of that. Now, I was a typical man, and I think I had diabetes for a while before I had my diagnosis. One of the reasons for that is I never used to go to the doctor. So stage one, for anybody out there watching, go and get a checkup. Even if you're feeling good, just make it a regular thing every year or every 6 months, which is what I'm going to be doing, just to make sure that if anything is up, you catch it early enough. And I was also having symptoms of diabetes, so blurred vision, tingling sensations. And I, as a typical man, just ignored them and made up other excuses for them. Oh, I'm probably not quite awake yet. That's why my eyes are blurred, or my glasses are dirty, or some other excuse not to go to the doctor. And my wife has been nagging me for years just to go and have a checkup. And I've had invitations from my surgery just to have a checkup, and I've just ignored it. Well, not anymore. And anybody that I talk to now, I will make sure they know what I've done, and I will be begging them to get a regular checkup because it could save your life, literally, or add years onto your life expectancy. Now, whilst doing my research into diabetes, because the information, as I said before, from the doctor was like non-existent, so I went out on a bit of a rabbit hole looking for myself, looking for answers. And I came across a lot of things, um, people have gone on total diet replacement schemes from the NHS, which involves shakes, people signing up for the gym, people going walking. But some of these videos or some of these channels have been in existence for years. The one that I've been watching for a while now, he's been doing shakes on and off for over a year. And from what I can tell, there's been zero significant change in his body weight or his diabetes results. Now, he has tried walking, he's signed up for the gym. He's been, like I said, on and off the shakes. But there's always something that comes up in the videos says, well, I've got a holiday planned, or I've got to travel for work, or this happened, or I've got to wash my hair, or whatever it might be. Now, believe me, there's no magic pill to get rid of diabetes. Oh, that's another thing. He's waiting for like a Monjaro type medication, which is supposedly coming out soon in tablet form. Believe me, in my opinion, it's all bullshit. At the end of the day, you've got to make a lifestyle change. Otherwise, yeah, you might get better results in your diabetes, or you might even get diabetes into remission by using these shakes. But as soon as you stop them, you're going to be back to your old self because you haven't made a healthy lifestyle change. So, you know, get up off your asses. Start just walking. It's simple. Walking. Now, I know everybody can't just get up and walk 10 kilometers in one go, and I definitely could. When I started out, or before I started out, I couldn't even walk around the block without getting backache. I was badly overweight. I was sitting on my ass most of the day, every day, and I hadn't moved properly in over 6 years. And it took me a while to get into it. The trick is, what I found, is to make it a habit. And, you don't have to optimize it straight away. You just have to start doing it. Get up in the morning, go for a 10-minute walk. After lunch, go for a 10-minute walk. After your dinner, go for a 10-minute walk. And over time, just increase the amount of walking that you're doing. So now typically I go once a day, and I do go for a couple of hours, and I walk minimum 10 kilometers a day. And on my diet side, I've cut my diet down to one meal a day. So I eat one meal a day, and that is high protein, zero carb. So I'll have a chicken breast and some salad, and that's it. Now I know that is extremely boring, but you can mix up the types of salad you do, and you can also mix up how you make the chicken. But yes, it is fairly repetitive and fairly boring. But I think if you start looking at food instead of being a comfort and just seeing it as a fuel, which basically that is what it is. All the advertising that these companies are doing is just getting you to eat more. And there is definitely a sugar addiction in the Western world. Now, I still get cravings. I really do. And I fend them off. Now, yesterday, after I had had the news that I'd beaten my diabetes into remission, I said, I'm going to have a day off walking. And I did. And I said, I'm going to eat normally. And normally for me would just be to have breakfast, a small lunch, and a dinner. And I did. So I had an omelette for breakfast. I had a ciabatta roll with cheese for lunch. And in the evenings, I had fajitas. And it was great. But today, I'm back onto my diet because I've got a further goal to reach, and that is to get down to 85 kilos, which I think for me is going to be an ideal weight. And once I get down to that weight, I'm going to adjust my diet just to maintain it. Now, I've typically been losing around 1 to 2 kilos per week. And I expected that to drop off after the first couple of weeks, but it hasn't. It really hasn't. And that's just through walking and walking and walking and eating a decent diet. And I feel great. I feel absolutely fantastic. So if you have been diagnosed with diabetes, just think about the consequences it can have for you and for your family and for your friends. Get off your ass and start walking. It's the easiest thing. There's no memberships you have to pay. There's no equipment that you need except for a good pair of trainers or walking shoes, whatever you prefer, and just get out and walk and just slowly increase it. Like I said, don't try to optimize it straight away. Don't go for the mile-long walks. Just create a habit. And a habit you can create, typically, they say, within 21 days. If you get up every morning and go for a walk in the morning, either before or after breakfast, for a month, after that, it just becomes a habit and you won't even think about it anymore. Now, I do also have days where I go, I really cannot be bothered, or the weather's rubbish, or whatever, but I still do it. All I have to think about is the consequences of not doing it. And for me, when I was still diabetic, I wasn't going to reach my goal of beating diabetes into remission, or I could die earlier than I wanted to. So that is a big motivator for me. And now going forward, the motivation is still to live the longest and healthiest life that I can. So if you've been diagnosed with diabetes, do not submit yourself to metformin. If you feel you want to take it, then take it. But make a healthy lifestyle change as well. and get your diabetes into remission. It is doable. I've done it in 3 months. 3 months from a bad HbA1c result down to back in the green zone. And I'm going to push that down to the lower end of the green zone in the next 3 months. It's quite interesting, the notes that the medical practitioner had put onto my results saying unbelievable results. And today I got a message saying they want to have a phone call with me to discuss those results. And I'm looking forward to telling them that I did not take the medication that they prescribed to me. So in the next couple of videos, I'm going to be going into a little bit more detail about how I beat diabetes. Now, I'm not a health expert, and I'm not one of these fitness gurus who try to give you information but have never gone through the process themselves. I'm real. I had diabetes quite severely, and I beat it within 3 months. So if you want to get some information on how I did it, hit subscribe below, like the video, and drop in the comments below what you've tried so far and if you've been successful or not. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.